Hello everyone, this is Mayur Patil, and now I'll be discussing about the Madden-Julian Oscillations, also known as the MGOs. They are crucial because they help in shaping both the oceanic and the atmospheric processes, especially in the context of the climate change. So let's start the discussion with what basically MGO or the Madden-Julian Oscillation means. These are the tropical atmospheric waves that moves from the eastward direction towards the westward across the Indian and the Pacific Ocean. To be more precise, the Western Pacific Ocean. These processes last for 30 to 90 days, and they are different from the El Nino or the La Nina, uh, which basically last for several months to years. These are very short term oscillations, which influence the weather pattern, the monsoon, or the storm formation. The MGO exists in the two phases. The first one is the active phase, which is also known as the enhanced phase or the wet phase, which brings the cloud formation, the heavy rainfall, and the stronger winds. And the another phase is the suppressed or the dry phase that leads to the clear skies, dry condition, and the weaker winds. Let's jump to the impact of MGOs on the ocean. So, the MGOs modulate the sea surface temperature. This is because, as discussed earlier, that it exists in the two phases. So, in the active phase, everything is covered with the clouds. So, very less solar radiation reach on the oceanic surfaces, due to which the surface water cools down. And in the suppressed phase, more solar radiations are able to reach on the oceanic surface, due to which the surface water becomes warm. Then the MGOs also generate the westerly wind burst, due to which what happens is that the warm water starts shifting in the eastward direction that leads to the formation of El Nino. Then the effect like oceanic Kelvin waves are also triggered by the MGOs, which have a high impact on the marine ecosystem because they affect the upwelling and the downwelling of oceanic water. So here you can see an animation that explains the effect of MGOs all over the world, where the green region means the active phase, where you can see the effect of rainfall, and in the brown region represents the suppressed phase. So now let us discuss how the climate change is affecting the MGOs. So the very first effect is that the MGO events are becoming more and more stronger. This is because as the sea surface temperature is rising, the storms and the rainfalls are becoming more intense all over the globe. Then another impact is that is on the duration of the MGO cycle or the MGO activities. This is because as the ocean is becoming more and more warmer, the MGO cycles or MGO activities are also their duration is also increasing, which leads to the shifting in the weather patterns all over the world. Then another effect is the eastward shift of the region that is affected by the MGO. This is also because of the climate change. To be more precise, the region is shifting more towards the central and the eastern Pacific Ocean. Then here are some example that leads to the extreme weather conditions. For example, the hurricanes or the typhoons, their intensity has also been increased due to the climate change, due to the impact of climate change on the MGO activities. Then we see the impact on the rainfall. As we know that the rainfalls are becoming more and more unpredictable, especially in the area of the India, Africa, and the northern part of the Australia. Then the climate change is also leading to the increase in the intensity of the effects like El Nino and the La Nina, due to which we see more severe conditions like droughts in the region of the Africa. And then it also leads to the disruption in the weather pattern in the Arctic region, to be more precise, in the Northern America and the European region, where the winters are more intensifying. So then what does this mean for our future? So as discussed earlier that the storms and the hurricanes are becoming more stronger, due to which we see that the coastal regions are on the high risk of the destruction and the economic losses, due to which we need more resilient strategies, more better resilient strategies. Then we also see that the monsoons are becoming more and more unpredictable, which are having severe impacts on the agriculture related activities, the water security, and the livelihoods of the farmers. Then we see that increase in the effects like El Nino, due to which we are seeing the droughts or the wildfires in the regions of the America, which of course disrupts the global food supply and has huge impact on the ecosystem also. Then we see that the changes in the weather pattern in the polar region, to be more precise, the mid latitudes region like the Central Europe or the Central Russia, so where the winters are becoming more and more harsher. So then the another question arises that why should we care about this? So we should care because this will the understanding of MGO will help us to betterly predict the climate patterns, which will ultimately help us in forecasting about the floods, droughts, and the hurricanes, which will also help us in getting prepared for the disasters also, by which we can create the early warning systems, and then we can also it can also help the government in framing the climate policy and the adaptation policies for especially for the coastal regions. So here are the references that I have used for this presentation. Thank you.